Oh boy. What is going on, guys? I apologize for being dirty already, but I've already got started working on this little EK hatch here. It's getting quite a few things, actually. Right now, I've almost got the transmission dropped. I got to finish taking the bell housing bolts out, and then it should wiggle off, but it's getting a clutch flywheel throwout bearing replacement, and then it's getting a core support replacement, and the guy brought a gas tank to be put up because this one's got a leak in it. I'm not going to IFO because I didn't feel like wasting money. I felt like making money. And I just had too much stuff to do. The Integra's still got 3 inches of dirt on it because the spin out of the track. I just got it going yesterday morning. I just got the Del Sol running again last night, but it's still not drivable yet because I need a coupler for my charge pipe, and then I need a coupler to put a little pipe to make my filter on the turbo, you know, because the turbo is just right up next to the block. So I can't just fit can't fit the pod filter on it. So I got to just push the pod filter away from the block like 2 inches, but I don't have a coupler. So yeah, I figured I'd kind of go live for a few minutes and hang out, take a break from this while I just catch my breath and stuff. Absolutely beautiful day out here to be working on a car. So can't really complain, but freaking exhausted. Hopefully you guys are having a pretty good Sunday, and I apologize if there's any wind noise or anything. I'm just using my AirPods, and it is a pretty breezy day today, so no promises. Yeah, I think everybody else that I know was going up to IFO today, but yeah, I don't know how to get to the chat on this thing. I got it on sideways. There it is. Yeah, so this Civic definitely needs some love. Let me kind of show you around this really quick. Unplug the charger. So he's, I believe this is the kid's first car. I think he just turned 18. His parents and him came and dropped it off, and they were all ecstatic to meet me and to get the work done because they live in an apartment building, so they can't obviously service their own vehicles there. Totally understandable. I lived in an apartment for a long time, and shoot, if I wasn't here renting from my dad this guest house, I'd probably have to be in apartment 2 in the same situation, and there would probably be no YouTube. Or at least to be an entirely different channel, probably 100% skateboarding. But yeah, so whoever owned this car before this kid really hacked it up, unfortunately. So cut this out because they were obviously hitting at some point, never bothered to weld in shock tower extensions. So I'm probably just going to make the kid some shock tower extensions. It's really not that hard. I just don't have any material right now. So we'll see if he doesn't buy them beforehand and then just drop them off for me to weld in. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty much it. Just a good old greasy D16Y7, D15Y7. I don't know. Yeah, D16Y7. So, really partially shaped, I guess you could say that. It's partially wire tucked. Core supports, like, not even on here. So, he's got a new one in the back of the car here. But whoever had this car before him just felt it necessary to cut everything off the firewall instead of actually shaving the firewall. So there's no mounting location for like the fuel filter or the friggin' prop valve, anything like that. So I'm probably gonna have to try and figure out how to make some sort of mounting point for this. But we'll see. I mean, it wouldn't be hard at all to just, grind a little paint off right there and just tack weld like a bolt or something in place to make it a little bracket for this. But yeah, this is unfortunate. So hopefully I'd be excited to see what this car became. I don't know, maybe in a year from now. If it was my car, I'd have the motor ripped out of it already, and I'd probably have the dash and everything ripped out, and I would be completely redoing this and fixing everything that they hacked up. But nonetheless, it's a good starting platform. It's just a little rough around the edges, but the kid's hyped on it, so I'm gonna try and do my best to make sure that he gets at least a solid mechanical operation of the car, and then if he wants to later, we can bring it back and we can fix the other things. Just make it more structurally sound, cough, cough, and then make mounting points for everything. Maybe reseal the motor or something like that, because this thing's totally grimy. Goodness gracious, it's wind. I'm really sorry if there's wind noise. I would be filming this, but I didn't want to film. I mean, obviously I'm filming it, but I would be filming it for an actual video if there wasn't a million and one transmission clutch videos or whatever. And obviously one of the last videos I did was that Integris. So I was going to do this for a little bit, kind of catch up with you guys. And then I was probably going to film the core support replacement. This thing, like I showed you guys, it's already pretty much off. I think it's only held on by like a bolt there, a zip tie down there, and whatnot. So I'll film that, but I just didn't want to film the clutch. I just wanted to get that knocked out of the way today. Speaking of which, I hope the kid brought me a clutch alignment tool because I don't have a D series one. So yeah, that, got a clutch, pressure plate, pilot bearing, flywheel, throttle bearing, but I'm not seeing a clutch alignment tool. So if you know if a B series clutch alignment tool is the same, I'm pretty sure it's not, because I'm pretty sure it's all DBHJK specific. But yeah, if B series want to work, throw it in the comments, let me know. Because if not, then I can't finish this clutch today, because I don't think any of the auto parts stores are going to have one. But nonetheless, not a bad start. Trying to keep my workspace as organized as possible, so I'm only grabbing like one or two tools at a time. What are you doing, pup? Just hanging out with me? Yeah, getting all sorts of tree gunk on you. And I don't know if it's allergies or if I'm getting a cold or something, but sorry, pup. I'm just not really digging how I'm feeling right now. Maybe I should have grabbed an extension. The other crappy thing about this situation is the transmission mount was only held in by that nut right there, down in there. There's no other bolts to it. The kid, or not the kid, the guy that had it before the kid, forgot those, lost those, stripped those. Looks like the threads are still good on there, so not too concerned. I don't know if I have any bolts for that, but I mean, we'll see. This is I don't like this manifold. That's ugly. But then again, I'm not a D series guy, so I have no room to speak. Wonder if that AC compressor still works though. They need if it did, just get him hooked up with some AC. Really wish I had an iPhone 11 so I could use a little fancy fisheye, so I don't have to freaking be all zoomed in on this chat. Goodness gracious. And then my broken roller cart barely rolls, especially with the weight of somebody on it. Yeah, I already got the underside all taken care of. Got the T-bracket unbolted. Linkage dropped. Bottom half of the exhaust dropped. Look at these doo-doo welds. Who did that? Disgrace, shameful, pity. Oh, this is blowing crap in my eyes. Mercy. Thankfully, this is really all I had to take off is these three things to get access to all this. Obviously, like 2 or 3 electrical connectors in the starter, but much easier than the DA was, that's for dang sure. His axles are pretty blown out too, though, unfortunately. So these honestly look to be original because that one still has the vibration ring on it, that thing right there. So kid could definitely use some axles. I don't know what coils these are. Some eBay upper control arms, which I do not trust. So I'm going to recommend that he replaces those. But nonetheless, looks like he could use some inner and outer tie rods because that's a little rough around the edges. Lower ball joints, pretty chewed up. So I think with like a solid $1,000 or so, this thing would be nice. I mean, granted, it needs paint, but mechanically, like $1,000, and this thing would be pretty mint. What was I just gonna say? Oh, it looks like It's got some energy suspension bushings already. A little crusty, but not too bad. And I noticed it's all over the steering rack and the compensator arms too. So I wonder if it's got them in the rear. Thanks, Joseph. Really appreciate that. Trying to think what else this kid got. It's got the battery location in the rear. I advised him to put it in a battery box, so told him to just go to Walmart, get a battery box like I have, one of those marine ones. So other than that, just really pretty, honestly, solid, complete car. Privacy covers here. He doesn't need core support, but really, really, really big muffler. I don't know what that is. Might be eBay. I don't know. But hopefully you guys are having a good Sunday. Hopefully you guys, maybe if you're Arizona locals, maybe if you're IFO or something, having fun. But I have done pretty much nothing today so far other than get started on this, went to church, and have been dying of allergies and stuff. She got caught. And we got the old man. What are you doing, old guy? Snoozing? Chilling? Killing? Surprised you aren't sunbathing. Which is like his favorite pastime. But I'm just glad the Integra is also back on the road. Still needs to be washed. It's absolutely filthy, but yeah, the Del Sol. Let me show you that really quick. New turbos on and everything. So all back together. New Amazon special turbo, GT 78, 71 or something like that, 71, 78. But yeah, you can see I can't really fit a pod filter right there. I have to move it over a couple inches, but and then the charge pipe, which I have the charge pipe, I just don't have the coupler for it. There's a couple track events coming up, but which one am I attending? I'm not too sure. The next VTech Club events are going to be. I turn this around again. So the next VTech Club events are going to be at Streets of Willow and Button Willow, which is pretty darn far away. And Chuck Wall is cool because it's 2.5, 3 hours away, which isn't a bad drive. It's like driving from Phoenix to Flagstaff. When am I getting the EF? I don't know. I saw a really mint one this morning on my way to church. I don't even know what color it was. If you know Hush Performance, that color that his is, it was like that color, but like stock. But I don't know. Maybe I'll get an EF. They're sick, but I don't know. I don't even know what my next car is going to be once this is all done, or once I'm caught up and get another car. I don't even know if it's going to be another Honda. To be honest, I really want to get another RX-7 or something. And I want a Honda swap something that's not a Honda. That's for sure. I've got some fab skill under my belt. A little bit of wiring, probably not enough, but I've got people. That's what's up. You traded a PS4 for an EF. That's pretty sick, honestly. You want what? What are you looking at? A Scion with a K? Ew. I ain't got money for Scions. It's just overpriced Toyota. One of my belts, not belts, one of my radiator hoses in this thing was for a Scion, and it was like $40 for a little tiny hose. What are you doing? Why are you hiding? Miata would be sick. Miata is always the answer from what I've been told, and I've wanted a Miata since OG Haggard Garage days, so that's very tempting. But there is quite a few K-swap Miatas on YouTube. Not that I'm trying to be like super original or anything, but I just want to do something that I think would be really fun. I think TSX. I think TSXs are sick. I'd love to have one for a daily, but your boy ain't got that kind of money. I don't even know where to put this thing. Oh boy. Well, I suppose I could probably try and set this thing up for a few minutes and try and get some work done. Yeah, I know Miatas are supposed to handle really well. I'd love to get like a newer Miata, not a NA or NB, but like the new Miatas. Those things look so sick to me. And their fancy tail lights and nice body lines. It'd be sick. Part that's gonna suck about trying to get this shut up, this closed up or whatever is You can't just straight weld on here. You have to clean up all the inside and crap. Plus, it's going to be a pain in the butt because the seam sealer in between this. So tedious. So hard to get a good weld on there on anything in the engine bay. But, well, guys, I think that I am going to cut this live stream off here. Just want to hang out for a few minutes, like I said, take a break from this, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this trans dropped because I definitely don't want to do that on live stream because I mean I might crush myself and die, and then who's gonna have my phone to call 911 if it's live streaming? So I hit the wire wheel for what? Oh, to clean up the inside. No, I have it's a wire wheel, but it's for like the cutoff wheel thing, whatever that tool is called, and it rips that stuff apart. But it's just a pain to just weld it in the first place because you can't get the seam sealer in between the layers. Trying to install the trans. You can get pretty good money for those transmissions, though. I think I paid the guy that I bought mine from was asking 600, but I was able to talk him down to 400. So I think you're in the ballpark right around there. Anyways, guys, thanks for hanging out with me for here 15 minutes or whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and get back to work on this, get this trans drop, these last few bolts out, and try and source out a quick little clutch alignment tool. It's gonna be a pain. I'll have to call around, but hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys have a good, blessed Sunday. I will see you guys in the next video. I think I have a video to edit actually. Oh yeah, no, I just finished a video this morning from fixing these things after the track. So anyways, do what you love for the rest. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Bye. How do I end this? X.